Hello gentle viewers, this is Indian, welcoming you to a new game for the channel, Star Realms. Now Star Realms is a real-life card game that plays a little differently than most other card games you've probably played in the past. Magic the Gathering, which I featured on the channel, is a game in which no one has the same cards. You might have some of the same cards, but for the most part everyone builds their own deck, and you duel them against each other. In Star Realms, each player starts with the same base cards, and then you build based on how the game plays. It's a really cool game, but before we get started, I do have to give you a bit of warning. The campaign is not a great sale for the game. It's not a great convincing bit to get you to play the rest of the game, because the campaign doesn't let you learn the base game as well as it should. Instead, it keeps putting you in weird scenarios that I don't find as engaging. So we're going to do a versus AI. I haven't bought any of the expansions to this point. I apologize, I am still a little bit sick. As you may have heard from the earlier video with OTP, so if I cough a little bit, you'll just have to forgive me. I'll try to mute it when I can. Right. So we're going to play on easy, and we're just going to go ahead and start the game. I'll explain how the game works as we go along. Okay, so each player starts with the same 10 cards. You start with 8 of these, which are called Scouts, and you start with 2 Vipers. Your goal is to reduce the other player's life from 50 to 0, much like Magic. And every time you play all the cards in your hand. And then you use either the points you have, or you attack the other player with these little red bullseyes. And there's other things that matter too. But we're going to go ahead and play all. So we get $3. Now, whenever we buy a card, it gets discarded. So we're going to go ahead and let me actually talk a little bit more about how the cards work. It might help you understand why I make certain decisions. And I'll go through each decision I make as I play. So every card has a bit here on the top, and this is what the card always does. There's also a bit underneath, and this means if you have another card in play from the same faction, it's like the Mech faction, the Blob faction, the Federation. I don't remember what the yellow faction is. I apologize. When you buy the card, it gets discarded, and only when you reshuffle do you actually get access to the cards. We're going to pick up the Blob Fighter because it does a fair bit of damage, and once we get more Blob cards, we'll start drawing cards. There is nothing more powerful in Star Realms than the ability to draw more cards. Yes, acquire. You can just double-click on a card to acquire 2. Okay, we've only got 2 options left. Now, Explorers give you $2, or you can scrap them, that's what the little garbage can means, for 2 attack power. I'd rather have the Missile Bot. At this beginning phase of the game, we want to get as many cards as we can in our deck that aren't the starting cards. Because starting cards kind of suck. And we acquire that. Okay, we don't have any combat damage to deal, so we just end our turn. You'll notice they discard, and we drew. So, he bought some cards, and he did 1 damage to me. I'm going to very quickly... Oh, I can't do that. Okay. I thought I could slow down the speed so you guys could see what he played, but... we can always look and see what it is. So you got a Corvette. This is a really good card. Star Empire, that's the L faction. Because it guarantees you a draw of a card. This little green shield is healing. So he's got a pretty decent discard pile now. Let's play all of our cards. And we get 2 attacks, so we'll go and burn those now. And then we get 3 to spend on whatever we want. The Embassy Yacht would be a very cool card if it weren't for the fact you need to have 2 bases in play, and we don't have any bases. No, we'll put that card. There you go. Yeah, if you click on just the card itself. Oh, you can drag and drop. That's the other way. But I would actually rather have this. So let's go ahead and pick that up. And I don't have any money left. Oh, I wanted the Imperial Fighter. Because getting someone else to discard a card is almost as good, but I can't have it, so... You'll notice we shuffled our deck. Damn it, he bought the Imperial Fighter, And he bought another embassy ship. Damn it. Okay, so we'll play all these. So we could get our first base. Now, if a base has a black shield like this one, they have to attack the base first. But I would much actually rather have the survey ship. Because drawing a card whenever you want to is just so good. Ooh, yeah, and we can get a Federation shuttle. Absolutely. And then we'll go pow. It's very loud. Oh, he got his collier. And he got a bunch more health. But we got our missile bot. And I'm about to show you what makes the missile bot awesome. Oh, it wants us to play it first. That makes sense, actually. So you can scrap a card in your hand or discard pile. If you discard a card, it goes away forever. And in this case, it's actually really good. Because the Viper is a junk card. 1 damage is about as bad as a card gets. So by discarding it, by destroying it, we're guaranteed to not draw it again. Which means we're more likely to draw something we do want. I hope that makes sense. It'll become more obvious, I think, when we play a little bit longer. So I'm going to go ahead and have it scrap the Viper. And then I play everything else, and we get $3. And there's really nothing we can buy except an Explorer. There's an infinite amount of Explorers. Every other card there's a limited amount of, but there's infinite Explorers. So we'll go and get one of those. Pow. There's a lot of base in the explosion. I kind of dig it. And we take a damage. Okay, so this turn, we're actually going to get $5. We're going to heal 3, and we're going to do 3 damage. All of which is very, very good. So let's go pow. Okay, so we've got $5. I really don't like the space station that much. Unless we have more yellow cards. And the space station is actually kind of cool, because it does more damage. The trading post, that's kind of nice, I guess. Or do I want to? No, I don't want an Explorer. Now, bases are different than any other card, because bases stay permanently in play. Everything else, as you already know, disappears once you've played it. It goes into your discard pile. At least, you know what? We'll take a space station. So once we come back to it in our hand, we play it and it stays out until it's destroyed. This is a pretty decent hand. Oh, we just took a bunch of pain. And we have to discard. I'll happily discard a scout. Now, so I want to quickly show you, through means of the log, why that blast card was so bad. What did it play? So played an Embassy Yacht. It played an Imperial Fighter and a Corvette. And then the Imperial Fighter got additional bonuses because it played the Corvette. That's where this game really comes into its own. Let's go ahead and play everything. We draw an extra card. We get a missile bot. Yes, I will play the missile bot. I don't know why I said whatever. I will actually I will nuke one of my scouts. Go away, scout. Okay. We could scrap this, but that's actually a really good card. I like recycling stations. They're really helpful. We'll buy us one of those. Give him a punch in the face. Damn, he just healed a bunch and bought some really good cards, too. We're kind of in a bad situation right now because we're still getting too many of our base cards. It'll get better, but for now... I do want the Blob Vessel. Not because 1 damage is all that great, but because once it's in play, it'll give us constant affinity with the green faction. So I will happily buy that. And a trade pod, absolutely. So each faction plays a little differently. The red cards are about scrapping cards in your hand. The yellow cards are about drawing cards. Green cards are about doing damage. And blue's about getting money. That wasn't the most thrilling turn. And we just took a bunch of damage. Okay, so we start I'm going to show you a really good technique. Always play cards that let you draw cards first. Okay, now watch. You play a space station. It stays in power and will permanently get, and we get 4. So when I played this, we already had a yellow card, right? So that means this bonus kicks in. And now any other yellow card we get later on. And because this is a base, they have to kill the base first. Now we go and play everything else. We've got $5. We'll buy a Mech World. So this means a Mech World is an ally for all faction. It means it has affinity with every card in the deck. And we will draw that. I don't have enough for a survey station. And I don't want to scrap a space station just for that. We're actually down to 35 health, but we just got our first really solid blow. Oh, we're taking a lot of pain now, because he's getting some decent synergy. And he murdered my base. Okay, we'll play the recycling station first. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're actually going to choose to discard both scouts. And then hopefully we'll draw some things that get us some better affinity. Oh, perfect. Mech World. Play that shit. Because now this will give us 2 cards. Yes. I will play the Federation Shuttle. We'll heal, and we'll get some more money. We'll play the Missile Bot. And I'll go ahead and nuke the Viper. Oh, I played the wrong card. Sorry. And I broke my own rules. I should have played the one that let me draw. Yeah, this has been a good hand. We're going to get a Battle Blob. A, because I don't want him to have it, and B, because it's a freaking awesome card. Punch you in the face for 5 punch points. That's what we'll call him. Okay, I have to discard. I will discard a scout any day of the week. We'll play our space station first. Then we play our trade pod. And now we play our blob fighter, which will let us draw another card. Explorer and Scout. Not enough for a blob world. But enough for a war world. And that's actually pretty good. Pow! Punch to the face. No, actually. $1 isn't going to buy us anything, so yeah, we actually ended without using their cycles. I should have used that first. I forgot about it. Damn it. It's kind of a garbage hand. I can buy 2 Explorers. I mean, Explorers are better than Scouts. So I'll take it, but it's not what I wanted. Oops, I just scrapped it by accident. I didn't mean to do that. Oh, yeah. So, because I don't have enough to kill his space station, I can't actually attack him. He actually got kind of a crummy hand. But it doesn't matter, because he's getting a lot of good cards all of a sudden. I got $10, though. Which is enough to buy a Dreadnought. And Dreadnoughts are pretty sexy. But the Central Office, this is one of my favorite cards. Because you can put, if he gets something, you can put it right on the top of your deck, so you're guaranteed to get it next turn. But the Dreadnought is so hard to pass up. I mean, it deals a crap ton of damage, and it hooks you up with an extra card. Yeah, we're getting beat up now. I'm going to discard the Mech World, which really sucks, because I like keeping this in my hand, but... Okay, play our bases first. Then we'll get 2 from here. I'll get 1 from here. At least we'll be able to kill one of his bases. The space station is more dangerous, because he can get 4 attack power every turn. So we're going to do that. And then we will buy that Port of Call now. We'll end our turn. Yeah, $2 won't get us anything, or $1 won't get us anything, so we'll go ahead and just discard. Oh, you blew up one of my bases, you jerk. It's okay, we'll just play the War World. Okay. Now we'll play our scouts. I'll play my battle blob. I'll play my blob fighter. We'll draw 2 cards. I'm going to go ahead and scrap the scout. Now this is where the synergy comes in. Look at all this power we got because we built this right. And I'll take that. That gives us $3. Enough to buy another Explorer. There you go. Boom. 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 That was a good hand. Everything chained together perfectly. And we're not going to get that lucky this turn. And they blew up both my bases. Well, this is life, right? We'll go and play everything. We'll get a decent amount of money. Give me that battle cruiser. It does a lot of damage, lets you draw a card, and yeah. It's so good. That one hurt a bit. But we've got some extra cash now. Let's buy another central office. They're just so good. I'll punch you in the face. I'm not going to destroy a target base until he has one. Which he doesn't yet. He's got a bigger deck than I do. That's part of a problem. Okay, let's play our survey ship first. And we didn't get another green card. I kind of hoped we would. Oh, well. Oh. Oh my god. The blob carrier is so good. But the ability to do a bunch of damage, draw it. I gotta take the command ship. I'll take an explorer. Oh, no, 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 no. No, no, no. Not there's a supply bot. I will happily take that instead. Eventually, explorers will become useless. And you're going to force me to discard because you're a butthole. That is the technical term. Supply everything else. Take the survey ship. Take the explorer. Punch you in the face. This is an amazingly good hand, actually. But he just bought a bunch of good cards. Okay. Watch the Glory. Survey ship. Draw a card. Dreadnought. Mech World. Play the Blob Fighter. Draw a card. Because of the Mech World. Play the Federation Shuttle. I'm going to use my Port of Call special ability now to waste your machine base. And then I'll play the rest of these. I'm get a patrol mech. And a punch in the face. We are in really good shape right now. Oh, and then we had to get this garbage hand. This is such a bad hand. I mean, it could be worse, but it's still not great. I will buy the Imperial Frigate. And then I'll take the Hive. Because a world that lets you draw cards is pretty sweet. Oh no. This is gonna hurt. Ow. I'll discard the Explorer. I have one of each faction. That's not great. Alright, I'll play the command ship first. Then I'll play the recycling station. And the war world. Play the green card so we can draw a card. I'm gonna select none. Because, you know, we just won. Ah! Oh, that was glorious. That was amazing. And that's Star Realms. I have not been keeping track of how long this episode's been running. I think we'll go ahead and end the episode here, and then, because I'm not sure if I want to play this again, or if people want to see more Star Realms. I might do one more game of this, so that'll be the next episode, and then, going forward, I will play a new game. Because unless you buy a bunch of the expansions, or you want to try out the story, Star Realms is basically the same game. It's just a matter of which cards you're lucky enough to get. This is, by the way, a tremendous two-player game. I highly recommend it if there's just like a small group of you. You can also buy more decks, and then you can play with more people. So really, it's an infinitely modulable game. And some of the expansions are pretty cool, too. I have a couple of them for my actual cards that I have here at home. And they add some extra flexibility. There's some cool stuff you can do. If you don't like playing games on your computer, you can get this for tablet and I believe iPhone. I have an Android. I can get it on my Android phone and my Android tablet. I don't know about iPhones. Probably, I assume. And it's pretty solid. So I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Again, we'll play it one more time tomorrow. Maybe play 2 games, if it ends quickly like this one did. And we'll step up the difficulty and see how we can end up. But that's it for now. I hope you've enjoyed the episode. If you have, please remember to like, subscribe, and comment down below. And until next time, this has been Avindian, and I bid you good day.